everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvonne Princess Shabangu. If you're new here, you're welcome to like, subscribe, share and comment. So today we are going to talk about being open-minded. So basically you've applied for employment, you've made thousands of job applications in the city of Johannesburg. Rejection, rejection, rejection. That's all you get. What can you do? Now we think out of the box. But before we even get to think out of the box, we take a breather. Because sometimes, in as much as applications are really important, it's important not to quit, but they can really be toxic, especially if you keep on getting rejection emails, rejection letters and stuff like that. It just gets really frustrating because you're thinking, maybe I'm not cut out for this, maybe I'm not worth this job, maybe I wasn't made for this. But I'm here to tell you that, listen, there is another way. So we take a breather, we take a break, and we stop for a moment. And once you've taken your breathe in, breathe out, and you get back at it. Guys, I can never stress this enough. We all want to work in Joburg, but Joburg is not the only beautiful city in South Africa or in the world for that matter. Joburg is beautiful. People justify by saying, I want to work in Joburg because they pay better, the lifestyle is better and stuff like that. But if we're being realistic and speaking from a realistic point of view, we can't all be candidate ethnics in Johannesburg at the same time. We can't all be working as interns in Johannesburg all at the same time. We can't all be working in Joburg at the same time, because for us to have a South Africa that functions efficiently and effectively, we need graduates all over the country. We can't have one province that has an influx of graduates, right? And I'm not saying forget about Joburg, apply in Joburg, but also be open-minded. Give it a thought that you could work in Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga is such a beautiful province. You can work in Limpopo, you can work in KZN, you can work in Cape Town. Actually, speaking of Cape Town, I actually had a job over there. I was ready to leave Joburg. I was ready. I'm one open-minded person when it comes to, especially in my journey applying for articles. I was ready. I'd always tell my friends that there's few provinces I'm just like, but I was ready to relocate because I figured that this is the after graduating, right, you can't expect everything to be all glitz and glamour, right? And after graduating, usually a lot of people require in-service training. There's a lot of things that you need to do, like in accounting, you also need to do your articles. In law, you need to do your articles. And I know with other fields, you also need to do your in-service training and stuff like that right after graduation or during graduation, right? So you need to take the time as a time where, just like, you know what, a perfect example, I always wonder, I don't know, maybe it's as we grow things change, or how our brain functions changes. Because a perfect example would be when we were kids. I remember when I was a kid, guys, I used to read, like I didn't mind. In a week I'd finish a novel that's like 1,000 words. I would go in at it without complaining and stuff like that. But as I grew, I'm just like, 400 words, that's a lot. When I see case law, I'm like, 40 pages, that's too much, you know. But when I was a kid, I was ready to take on everything. So I'm saying, when you are applying for these jobs, when you're applying for these graduate programs, be open-minded, have a spirit of a child, you know, that you fall, you rise, and have that positive spirit. Because, guys, like, I don't know how else to put this. Joburg is flooded with a lot of graduates, and I feel like sometimes we don't try and look at other provinces. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to clout, or I'm saying this because I'm saying, nah guys, Joburg is not for you. I know, because I've done this before. I did my first vacation work was in Cape Town. I was ready to move to Cape Town, and had I not been open-minded, I wasn't even going to get the opportunity to do any work because I'd applied in Joburg, and Joburg people were just mising me, you know. They were just like, nah, not use this, you know. So try and keep your mind open. Apply in other provinces. Even for work, apply in other provinces. You may never know. When you get there, you might love it. And also, guys, I mean, if you could move maybe from KZN to study at UJ, or maybe from Cape Town to Stellenbosch, or whatever the case may be, I don't think 2 or 3 years of your life can be such a big deal for you to move to a different province to get your training or to get certain skills. I think also treat it like the same way. Remember when we were in varsity, we would, okay, in our first year, a lot of people moved from different provinces. I have quite a number of friends that were not from Joburg. They moved there, and most of them depended on Nesfas. Nesfas gives you like how much? 1.4, and pays you rent for like 3.5, and the rest you need to cease it. You need to hustle around and stuff like that, or sometimes family can help it. We don't always have family to help us. So the point I'm trying to bring home, you may look at that 6,000 rand or the 5,000 rand like that's little, but always look at the lesson you're going to get. Because I mean, guys, if you're going to wait for 40,000 rand paychecks, all of us, we are not going to get admitted. We are not going to move forward. So sometimes it's really okay accepting that this is me, this is where I need to start, and eventually I'll grow and become better. So keep your options open, be open-minded about stuff, and don't box yourself in Joburg and think Joburg is the only place where you can succeed and stuff like that. There's other provinces. Put you up. I was talking to somebody on Facebook actually. They say to me they're in Port Elizabeth, and they were like to me, actually it's easier getting articles in PE. I was like, oh wow, nice, really? They're like, yeah. And then I understood where she came from, because also everyone wants to come to Joburg. People from other provinces all want to come to Joburg. People in Joburg want to stay in Joburg. So guys, let's try and be flexible in applying for jobs, right? Always think about the possibility of moving to a different province. And guys, maybe it's because I'm very spontaneous and I like trying new things out. I always say this: if I got an opportunity overseas, I wouldn't think twice about it, especially given that like I don't have certain obligations, or like maybe someone that I need to say, okay, I need to stay, I need to look after this, or whatever the case may be. If I'm to get an opportunity overseas, I leave, I move. This statement that says we move means we grow. For me, it means we grow. So if you are given the opportunity to move to a different province, to a different country, look at it, weigh the pros and cons, and if the pros are higher, go for it. Because I mean, guys, we can't, how is South Africa even supposed to grow and become a better country if we're not willing to outsource, if we're not willing to go and acquire skills in different places, in different countries, in different. So how are we even supposed to grow? I mean, as a country and as a people, how are we supposed to grow if we're not willing to outsource from other countries? And by this, I'm also saying, be open-minded, guys, because life is not always black and white. And sometimes you may figure out that you can't always, out of graduating, just go into working. Also look into doing postgrad studies, look into doing other things. Just keep your mind very open. Don't close in your mind and be like, yo, this is me, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an advocate, I want to be a CEO, I want to be a COO, I want to be an entrepreneur, and the only way I can do this is by just getting a loan or by following this route, and that's it. It doesn't work like that. You really need to understand that life is not always what we planned. Life changes, life evolves and stuff like that. So we need to really get used to the idea of being open about stuff, especially us as graduates, because I feel like sometimes we really box ourselves. Perfect example, I hope I have her name right. I think it's Gorgeous Mbali. She's an entrepreneur. Is it Gorgeous Mbali? I don't know, guys. I'm not good with names, but it's someone has a cosmetic company now, beautiful cosmetic company, doing so well, guys, like absolutely well. And if you look at where they started, they wanted to be an entrepreneur from long back. They wanted that, they needed that, but they figured they needed to do some groundwork. They needed to get their hands dirty. They needed to be a cashier. They needed to do some engineering work. They needed to do some groundwork. So always realize that it's not always black and white. If there's opportunity for you to do other things before you actually reach your goal, do them, because you may never know who you will meet, where you will meet them, and how you will meet them. So guys, masinga for right? Let's not force things that we can see that they don't realistically work. Let's work with what we have and maximize in it. You know, different people always speak about having a vision board, right? And for me, yes, that's very good starting point, right? I believe that you should also have a career vision board, right? And draft all the possible ways. So firstly, you can start with the general way, whereby graduate, do this, training after training, board exams after board exams, meet after board admission, retention, and life goes on. That's everyone's ideal route, right? You can map that out. But also look at other possible ways that, okay, if their ideal route that everyone thinks is ideal doesn't work out, which way do I take? Then you start opening your mind. You start expanding. You start looking at the fact that, okay, from graduation, I could take up an internship that's 18 months. From 18 months, then I could apply for articles, I could do this. Like, map it out and look at best possible outcomes. You know, don't have one way of thinking. Be an open-minded human being. I don't know how much I can stress this. Be open-minded, because being closed in will be the death of us as graduates, us as professions. Don't close yourself in and be like, I can only speak with 1,000 people. I can only do this. Look at the outcomes. Look at what you could learn, what you could benefit, and sometimes even if you don't benefit, what you could give off. Because like I said earlier, you don't know who you will meet, where you will meet them, how you will meet them. So guys, please maintain an open mind. Let's fluctuate other provinces. Let's go in on Free State, Bloemfontein, Mpumalanga. Let's go in on African countries. Let's travel all the way to Botswana. That's if it's doable. Let's go in, guys. Let's go in. Let's take it to Niger. Like, let's just go in. You know, even if it means you getting an internship overseas. Yes, and it's possible. I have a friend of mine who got an internship overseas. Like, they were meant to go overseas right now and they couldn't go because of coronavirus, but obviously after coronavirus they will definitely go. So also look into going overseas, the UK, Scotland, Germany, whatever. Do your research, acquaint yourself. What's going on? How do I get there? How do I do this? Because guys, the only way we can say iyodwa is to salvation. The only way we can speak about there's only one way to see the kingdom of Christ is through salvation. That's the only way we can say there's one way. But when it comes to living general life, seriously, different strokes for different dogs. Like, there's a lot of ways. Like, be a diverse person, be a person that is willing to learn, a person that is willing to be corrected, a person that is willing to change, be a person that is adaptable. You know, just be a human being that's open. Don't box yourself. And thank you guys so much for watching. You're welcome to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And leave your comments. Also, don't forget to switch on the notification button. Don't forget to be open-minded. Don't forget to struggle on if that's what you're meant to do. And if you have it easy, we thank God for you. And I'm still praying for those that are seeking employment. Welcome to like, subscribe, share, and comment.